Greetings and salutations, Internet Distance. It is iWolfOTech, and here we're with another delightful video. This time it is to cover the spell cards for Starfinder First Edition. And if you're not familiar with Starfinder, you would magically think, if you've seen photos of it, that it's entirely science fiction. However, it is technically science fantasy. And as such, as you can have magic, psionics, zombies, dragons, liches, and other fun stuff in a science fantasy setting. There is over 250 cards in this box, which contains all spells from the core rulebook as well as the first few books that was released for Starfinder. MSRPs for $35, which for the form factor of the cards and the quantity of cards feels a bit expensive. But, you know, Paizo releases all their rules for free online, and for doing that, for allowing other people to have your rules online for free, that results in the need to get the people who actually pay or will pay to pay more for a product. So just so people can play the game for free, people like me had to shell out extra money for things. There happens to be 2 packs of cards in here. One pack, they will oftentimes come with a OGL card, or in the future probably the Orc card. However, I've yet to notice really a whole lot in the Orc stuff. There'll oftentimes be an instruction card in the front to quickly explain how the cards operate. And then there will be the spell cards, and you'll have, oftentimes with the monster cards, you have artwork for the monsters on the backside, or NPCs, NPC cards, and so forth. So there you go. Most spells will be mono-sided or mono-card or one-carded. You have a name at the top as well as all the important text for how the spell operates, any important related symbols, and what kind of spellcaster would cast that spell, which warper, as well as the book that the spell comes from, as well as the page number for that book on these cards. Also, in the case of a spell being far too long, they'll be denoted down here, continued on backside, and on the backside will be the rest of the spell. This will oftentimes also include tables in which you roll on, or upcasting mechanics for the spells. And as I said, this contains pretty much all the spells for all the early books that were released for Starfinder First Edition, as well as the core rulebook, which is an early book. This deck can quite easily be an exceedingly useful item for new players and game masters to run Starfinder First Edition. I do recommend it for that purpose, even if it was, like, say, the only deck you have in the group, and you loan it out to the one player that is playing a spellcaster, or you happen to have it on the table and you pick all the cards out for all the spellcasters. The price makes it a little costly to purchase it. However, if you are new to the system and your group is really into Starfinder, this is a good buy for a player. You can use Archives of Nethys as a free version of these to get the job done, and as such, it's a 3.5 star because of the $35 price tag and the fact that there's Archives of Nethys, which basically is just a free version. You just have to spend the time to hunt down the spells. But in the cases of no Archives of Nethys in the future, if they go out of business, or Paizo changes their policy on such things, or Starfinder is so old of a system that Archives of Nethys really can't justify keeping it up, because they need to spend money, need to support Starfinder 3rd edition or 4th edition, or Hope Finder, or War Finder, or whatever for a system comes up in the next 20, 30 years. You'll still have these cards to play Starfinder 1st edition with, if you want to play Starfinder 1st edition with, which will be a more unique version of Starfinder compared to Starfinder 2nd edition, which Starfinder 2nd edition will be based on Pathfinder 2nd edition remaster, and will lose a good chunk of its personality. Spells for Starfinder range from level 1 to level 6, as opposed to level 1 to level 9 or level 10. Other than that, if you really wanted to, you go from there. I do say these spell cards and the bestiary cards are really useful for players and game masters. Particularly the bestiary cards for the game masters. I do recommend buying these. It's just not a super strong recommendation, largely just because of the existence of Archives of Nethys, and the price is as high as it is. So there you go. If you happen to have these cards and you enjoy using them, please say so in the comments below. If you like the video, hit a like, subscribe, comment, share, put the video in a playlist that says Starfinder 1st Edition or Starfinder RPG or whatever you want. Thank you very much for watching. Have a delightful day, a nice night, a wonderful weekend, a magnificent month, and see you next time. Ciao.